Welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. My name is Hussein. Happy to be with you. Happy you could be with me. Hope you're having a good day. Um, I think I got. Um, by the way, good news. Um, he's still working on number one, and you know what? I don't think it's necessary. In reality, I don't think it's necessary. Hello, Brother Jack. God bless you, man. Hello, Travis. God bless you. I don't even think it's necessary, but for me to keep telling you, he's still working on number one because according to the hadith, he's going to be working on number one for, you know, at least 10,000 years, even though some hadith say it's 1,000 years. According to the hadith, that the faithful who get these huris, each encounter with these huris lasts 10,000 years. And according to the Shiite hadith, he's going to get 124 quadrillion of these. And so he's going to be busy for a long time. But he's still working on number one, though. He is. He is still working on number one, and he's going to be, like I said, I don't know if it's necessary to even talk about because according to the hadith, he's going to be working on the number one for our entire lifetime and way beyond. So, yes. So, anyway, I kind of got the crazy idea today to talk about probably the most famous mole in history, which is Muhammad's seal of the prophethood. And essentially what the seal of prophethood, the way it works is that when Muhammad was a boy, he went with his uncle Abu Talib to Syria on a trading caravan trip. And then when he was on his way up there, they stopped by and they met a man named Buhaira the monk. And Buhaira, just spoiler alert, Buhaira is more than likely Muhammad's real father. But anyway, pretend you didn't know that. And anyway, Buhaira supposedly they asked Muhammad. There was a group of men, and they all went to have lunch with Buhaira the monk. And then they asked Muhammad to stay outside and watch the luggage and the camels and everything. So he stayed outside. And while he was staying outside, Buhaira, somehow went out to see him or something. And he sees that the seal of prophethood is on Muhammad. That means, see, there was a hairy mole on his back. There was a mole on his back that is considered the seal of prophethood. And so that was on his back. And so that they took that as it's funny because the seal has been a topic. Really? Are you serious? Wow, I didn't know that. In all honesty, I didn't know that. So that's hilarious. I just yeah. You guys, I'm just going to play a song for you real quick here, and just because, just give me 1 second here. Hi, Joy, can you give me just one second here?
Yeah.
Okay, just 1 second. Oh, oh, okay. Okay. Let me just do this here. Let me just. Let's got one thing. So, by the way, guys, for those of you who don't know, Joy is the evangelist who is very faithful, and so she's always out witnessing to Muslims, and then So
for whoever God brings,
whoever God brings.
a bunch of them that took me and
Okay.
giving me a hard time.
Now I can see how you were there watching over me. Shepherd of the sheep you guided, gave your life for me. It's getting so much clearer now. Though it was there all the time, that to save a single lost sheep, you would leave the 99, shepherd of love, shepherd of love. How the pieces come together in your mighty hand. Looking back, I see your footprints, footprints in the sand. It's getting so much clearer now. Though it was there all the time, that to save a single lost sheep, you would leave the 99, shepherd of love, 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 shepherd of love. Sorry, guys. I had a friend there call. She's always out witnessing to Muslims, or not just Muslim, just to anybody. And but every now and then she'll get a Muslim. She has some questions, so she calls and asks. So when we first got married, my wife and me got to go witnessing with her a little bit too. And so yeah, so anyway, just to get back to our topic, which is the seal of the prophet. It's somebody just said that there's a bunch of people who are talking about this today. It's hilarious. I had no clue that they were talking about. I didn't know anybody else was talking about this. But anyway, I was actually studying a different subject. I was studying a different subject, and then while I was studying that other subject, this topic of the seal of the prophets came up, and I thought, you know what, this will be interesting. I've never done anything about this, and it is a disturbing and shall we say disgusting topic, and but it's in the hadiths, and it's a very well affirmed and believed in, respected topic in Islam. And so we really need to, it's worth looking into. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to kind of look at a couple of hadiths about the seal of the prophets. Like I said, Buhaira the monk, when Muhammad went to Syria with his uncle, he saw Muhammad and he noticed a mole on his back. And he said, this mole is the seal of the prophets, and this holy mole, based on that, it determined that Muhammad is a prophet. And so anyway, this is a very important topic in the Muslim books. So because of that, I think it's important to look at it. At least it's disgusting, I know. And but like I said, it's in there so many times that it really does need to be looked at. So let's go ahead and see some things about this seal. So first of all, it's between his shoulder blades, and it is a mole. And Buhaira the monk saw it. And Buhaira the monk is kind of symbolic in Islam. He's kind of like, they see him as the Christian passing the baton to Islam. That's kind of the way they see it. And so he's very important. But Father Zechariah did a lot of research on this guy, and the conclusion is that he more likely is Muhammad's real father, because when Muhammad's mother got pregnant, and she was, first of all, Muhammad was born 4 years after the death of his alleged father, Abdullah. His alleged father, Abdullah, died 4 years before Muhammad was born. So either he had a miracle birth, his mom was just pregnant with him for 4 years, or something else was going on. And we know something else was going on. And the clue that Buhaira, the monk, is the father is that a light went from Muhammad's mother. And yes, you know where the light went from. And it went all the way to Syria, Basra in Syria, where Buhaira the monk lived. When she found out she was pregnant, this light went from her to Syria, where the monk was. And then when Muhammad was born, that same light went forth again, and it went all the way to Basra, Syria, where Buhaira the monk was. So that's a very suspicious. Why did the light only go there? It didn't go to Tokyo. It didn't go to Berlin. It didn't go to London. It didn't go to New York City for Mamdani, or it didn't go to Plano, Texas, where they want to build the Islamic Center. It didn't go to the London or Birmingham. It went to Syria, where Buhaira the monk was. So it seems like a pretty big clue that he's the real daddy. So anyway, he's the one who saw the mole on Muhammad's back and said, "Oh, this means he's the prophet." Okay. So let's just look at a couple of hadiths about this. And like I said, this is very disturbing, okay, but it's in the Islamic books. So here's one. It says, "My aunt took me to Muhammad and said, 'Oh, Allah's apostle, this son of my sister has got a disease in his legs.' So he passed his hands on my head and prayed for Allah's blessings on me. Then he performed ablution, and I drank from the remaining water." Yay. So Muhammad did ablution, and ablution, you guys, he washes his hands and feet with the water, and then he also puts it in his nose, to blow out Satan, because according to Muhammad, when you sleep, the devil sleeps in your nose. And he did all that, and then the kid drank the remaining water. So if that's not gross enough, it gets worse. Okay, so he performed ablution, and I drank from the remaining water. Poor kid, man. I stood behind him and saw the seal of prophethood between his shoulders, and it was like zir al-hijla. Zir is the Arabic word for like button, like you have button on your shirt. It means the button of a small tent, but some said the egg of a partridge. Yo, but yay, gross. So anyway, I'm kind of curious now to see in Arabic how they say this. Okay. فقالت يا رسول الله أختي وجع. Okay. In Nabi, okay. Yeah, okay. أختي وجع. Okay, so my son is in pain. فمسح راسي ودعا لي بالبركة. So he touched my head and prayed blessing. ثم توضأ فشربت من الدوء ومن وضوءه. Okay, so he performed ablution. Why did he perform ablution right there? And then the kid drank of his ablution water. خلف ظهره قمت خلف ظهره, so I was behind his back. فنظرت إلى خاتم النبوة, and I saw the seal of prophethood بين كتفين مثل زر الحجلة. It's like the button of a tent, so like a tent button. If you ever seen a tent button, that's what the prophethood, the seal of prophethood in Muhammad's back. So weird. I can sort of understand one being this way with Messiah Yeshua, but not. It is, yeah, it is very gross. And by the way, where did Muhammad get this idea of the seal of prophethood? I think it's, if you go to the Bible, okay, if you go to John chapter, I'll just show it to you because it's important to. Muhammad didn't have anything original. Okay, Muhammad never had anything original. He got it either from the Christians or the Jews, or from the Sabians, or from the Yazidis, or from the Hindus. Tons and tons from all these sources. But here's it says. This is Jesus speaking. He says, "Do not work for the food that spoils, but for food that endures to eternal life, which the Son of Man will give you. For on him, God the Father has placed his seal of approval." So the seal, that he was sealed by the Father. Okay, the seal of approval. Well, Muhammad wanted to have his seal too. Well, Muhammad's seal is a hairy mole. Okay. So anyway, Muhammad didn't come up with nothing new. So this is just one of his. So so the kid, okay, where was it? Okay, here. Okay, so the kid saw this thing and he knew that it was a seal. He says it looked like a tent button. The button that closes the tent door, I guess. So he saw that on Muhammad's back after drinking Muhammad's ablution water. So, yeah, this is, yeah. When you read stuff like this, you go, dang, why did they write this stuff? But thank goodness they did, just so you can see the reality of Muhammad. And if you're a Muslim, that you would leave Islam yesterday. So, okay, here's another one. It says, when Ali described Allah's messenger, he related the tradition in full. He said, between his shoulders was the seal of prophethood, for he is the seal of prophets. Okay, بين كتفيه خاتم النبوة وهو خاتم النبيين. So with this hadith, you have the two ways, because this concept of seal of the prophet is used in two different ways. This concept of the seal of the prophet is used in two ways. Number one, Muhammad calls himself the seal of the prophets. Muhammad calls himself the seal of the prophets. But then he's also got the seal of prophethood on his back. So, he's got a double portion in that he himself considers himself. Okay, this is from our friend. This is from our friend, Truth Defender. He's sending us some insights, meaningful insights here into the topic. Let me go ahead and 1 second. Okay, first of all, I've got to copy it. Okay, and then I got to put it in here. That's funny that other people have talked about this today. I honestly did not. I did not know anybody else was talking about it. You're saying a bunch of people talked about this today. Maybe God's wanting to expose this. Holy moly! Holy Batman! Holy cow, Batman! Holy cow, Batman! You know what you guys are making me do? Somebody said, "Holy cow, Batman!" So just because you took it there. Anyway, let's look at what our brother sent to us about this topic. Maybe it'll enlighten us some more. Okay.
We have a wonderful time today. We have a special song called Holy Moly. But before we go to the song, we will cover a few facts about the life of Muhammad.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward to the song, you guys.
First, we'll note that Muhammad's 12 the years, many a man has claimed to be sent by God. Some end up in loony bins and most are surely frauds. It's easy to claim one's message is pure and heavenly truth. It's another matter entirely to give reasonable proof. Now Moses he parted the Red Sea, and Jesus he rose from the dead. These things gave credibility to their claims and the words that they said. But when it comes to Muhammad, no miracles did he do. So why in the world did they believe that his prophet claims were true? Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. A big fat mole on the blade of his back, the size of a partridge egg, constituted proof of prophethood to the Muslims of that day. Yeah. Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. Muhammad was not your average guy, on that much we all agree. We foam at the mouth and roll on the ground by those visions he claimed to see. He warned us of the last days, heard voices that we couldn't hear, and whenever the moon eclipsed the sun, he seemed to tremble. Some said he was a madman, Some said a prophet of God, some said he merely told old stories and was nothing more than a fraud. When Muhammad claimed he was a prophet, the Meccans demanded to see some kind of miracle or a sign in order that they could believe. But Muhammad performed no wonders to negate his skeptics' attacks. His only proof was the words that he spoke and a button-sized mole on his back. Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. A big fat mole on the blade of his back, the size of a partridge egg, constituted proof of prophethood to the Muslims of that day. Yeah. Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. Holy moly, holy moly, that mole was the seal of the prophet. Holy moly.
Thank you, brother, for that beautiful song. Yeah, it's got some very good lyrics in it, though. And that guy really, he knew quite a bit. I mean, he got stuff from all over the place. Thank you for that. So anyway, guys, getting back to our topic, and so someone else said something else about the seal. You know, like in the Bible, actually, you see one thing like in the book of Esther that when Haman wanted to kill all the Jews, it says that the king Ahasuerus or Xerxes took off his seal ring and gave it to Haman. And Haman, and with this ring, you put the seal in clay, and that gives the document that you write the authority of the king, and it's called the seal. So that's another way that this is used as well. And there is places where Muhammad's ring, because he had a ring, supposedly was called the seal as well. So there's different ways that this word, the word in Arabic is khatim, khatim al-anbiya. And the word khatim in Arabic, this right here in Arabic is called the khatim, which is a ring. Yeah. So, but in the Arabic, the word khatim al-anbiya means the seal of the prophet. So, but anyway, we're just reading hadiths, and so in case there's any Muslims watching and you think, why are you making fun of our prophet? I'm not. I'm just reading what your books say. This is what your books say. And if you have a problem with it, your problem is with your books. And so I just encourage you to go and look at this, you know. There's another kind of seal. Yes, the seal. So clubbing, seal and clubbing. They got it both in the Dawah community. So so anyway, let's continue looking at some of this. And I know it's painful. Okay. Oh, oops. Okay. Wait a second. This is number 4. It says Jabir Samura reported, this is in Sahih Muslim, I saw the seal on his back as if it were a pigeon's egg. Okay, let's see what it says in Arabic. Bin Samara قال رأيت ختما في ظهر رسول كأنه بيضة حمام. Okay, so yes, this is exactly, the translation is right. I saw the seal on his back. Okay, so people were looking to see this. Okay, they were wanting to see it. Okay, so I had 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's get number 3 here. Okay, this is from Abu Zayd Amir. It's in Shama'il al-Muhammadiyya. Okay, and it's a Sahih hadith. It says, Allah's messenger said to me, "O Zayd, come close to me." Yeah, but yeah, this is getting a little bit gross. This is getting a little bit gross, but he says, Abu Zaid, come close to me and stroke my back. Ya boye. Ya boye. Gross. Okay. Oh, Abu Zaid, come close to me and stroke my back. I duly stroked his back, whereupon my fingers touched the seal. I said, what is the seal? He said, intertwined hairs. Yay. Gross. أدن مني فأمسح ظهري. أدن مني فأمسح ظهري. فمسحت ظهره. I touched his back, or I wiped his back. فوقعت أصابعي على الخاتم. So my fingers fell upon the seal. قلت وما الخاتم? What is the seal? Called شعرات مجتمعات. Hairs kind of intertwined, yes. Okay, you guys. So this is, so Muhammad's telling a guy, come stroke my back. In light of other things we know about Muhammad, that's a little bit gross. Okay. So, all right. Well, let's see. That was number 4. Okay. Let's see. Number 5. Dude, there's quite a few hadiths about this. This is a very important topic. Okay. Abdullah bin Sarjis told that he had seen Muhammad and had eaten bread and meat along with him. Or he said, Tharid. He had then gone round behind him. So he went behind Muhammad and looked at the seal of prophecy between his shoulders, at the end of his left shoulder blade, a collection of moles on him like warts. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, guys, but I need to read this again. I'm sorry. Okay, so they're eating bread together. Okay, I want to read through up, but and had eaten bread and meat along with him, or he said fatted. Okay, he had then gone round behind him and looked at the seal of prophecy between his shoulders, at the end of his left shoulder blade, a collection of moles on him like warts. This is Mishkat al-Masabih, and Muslim is the one that, from Sahih Muslim, is the one that said this. إلى خاتم النبوة بين كتفيه عند ناغد كتفه. Okay. اليسرى كتفه اليسرى جمعا عليه خلال كمثال الثليل. Okay, so everybody needed to know this. This is important for people to know this. Okay. Look at Just Janice. This is the start of my day. That's funny. A collection of moles like wart. A collection of moles, dang. I hope you saw a doctor for that. Dude, look, Travis, I'm really trying to be mature here. And how could he see a doctor? That was the seal of prophecy. That was the proof of his prophethood. Okay, so, he goes to a doctor and a doctor removes it. What other proof does he have that he's a prophet? This is the proof of prophethood right here. So he can't just be getting rid of it. He can't just be going, let's get rid of these things, So Yeah. So anyway, all right, let's look here. Did I say this one already? Oh yeah, this is the kid that had to drink his ablution water. Okay. Okay, then this one, oh, where Muhammad calls a guy to come feel his back. Looked at the seal of prophet. Okay, look like okay. Now you guys, especially if you're a Muslim, please take down these references and go look. Go and look and see if this is in your books. Okay. Okay, Jabir ibn Samura said, I saw the seal between the shoulders of Allah's messenger, Allah bless him and give him peace, as a red swelling like the egg of a dove. Like the egg of a dove. Okay. جابر سما قال رأيت الخاتم بين كتفي رسول الله غدا حمراء غدة حمراء مثل بيض الحمام. Okay. So there you see what's happening here is that you're learning more about the shape of the thing. Now, by the other guy's description, there's more than one. There's a bunch of these. They look like warts. Okay. But here we learn the color, the shape of it, the texture. Okay. Location between the shoulders. Okay. And all right. Now, this is from a Tirmidhi, one of the 6 top sources of hadith in Sunni Islam. The seal of the messenger, meaning the one which was between his 2 shoulder blades, was fleshy and red, resembling the egg of a pigeon. Okay, and this is Hasan Sahih. It's both Hasan and Sahih. This is a Sahih hadith. Okay, يعني الذي بين كتفيه غدا حمراء meaning red, مثل بيضاء like an egg of a pigeon or a dove. Okay. So people knew about this. This was not just something that a few people made jokes about or anything. This is something that people were very serious about it. And it says, let's see what this is. Seborrheic keratosis, brown, tan, and black, waxy or rough, stuck on appearance, can appear in clusters. Very common, often mistaken for moles and warts. Thank you, Andrew Martin. He's really helped us here. It's called the seborrheic keratosis. Yeah, boy, yeah. Seborrheic keratosis. Dang. Let's see if Grok can help us with this. What can you tell us about the mole on Muhammad's back that was called the Seal of the Prophets?
Let me check that old tradition for you. In Islamic tradition, the Seal of the Prophets, Khatam an-Nubuwah, mostly means Muhammad was the final prophet. No one comes after him, like the Quran says in 33:40. But there's also this physical thing companions described, a raised mark on his back, right between the shoulders, near the left one. They called it the Seal of Prophethood, a bit like a big mole or fleshy bump, about the size of a pigeon's egg. It matched his skin color, felt slightly raised, had some hairs sprouting out, and was dotted with smaller moles around it, almost like a clenched fist or warts. One companion, Jabir ibn Samura, peeked when Muhammad lifted his cloak and said it looked just like that. Nothing flashy, but unmistakable. Folks back then saw it as proof he was legit. Maybe even a sign all prophets had something similar. No real photos, obviously, but old manuscripts sometimes sketch it out stylistically, like this. And another take, more calligraphic vibe. It's not some glowing tattoo, just a natural birthmark turned symbolic. Pretty wild how a skin thing became part of the whole prophet story, right?
It actually sounds a little bit gross if you ask me.
Yeah, fair. It's basically a big hairy mole. Not exactly glamorous. But hey, back then they saw it as divine proof, like a built-in barcode for prophecy. Kind of like how some folks today get tattoos to mark big life moments. Except Mohammed's was just there. No ink, no drama. Still, I get why it'd make you squirm.
Okay, guys, there's the grok intermission. And sad, doctor offered to tread the malignant tumor. Mo refused. Yo, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to read these to you guys. In Sunan Abi Dawood, book 33, it says, this version adds to the previous hadith. My father said to him, the prophet, show me what is on your back, for I am a physician. He, the prophet, said, you are only a soother. Its physician is he who has created it. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is a painful topic and it's a little bit gross. Okay. Here's this hadith. It says Abu Rimtha. This is Mishkat al-Masabih. It said he said I went with my father to see God's messenger. When my father saw what was on God's messenger's back, he said, let me treat what is on your back, for I'm a physician. He replied, you are the helper, but God is the physician, i.e., you act in a gentle manner, helping with help and advice, but only God can cure. So apparently it was a malignant tumor. Was it a malignant tumor? You know, okay, this forces me. This kind of forcing my hand, and I guess I could blame Lewis if I want to for making me do this, but it is important, I feel. So this is British humor.
Well, we've had your test results back, and you'll be pleased to hear that it's benign.
Oh, thank goodness. That is such a relief.
Yeah, it's good news, isn't it, Mr. Ignant?
I'm not Mr. Ignant. I'm Mr. Ein. Mr. Ben Ein.
Well, who's this Mal Ignant?
You know, that's almost like Islamic humor because it's British humor. So, all right, you guys. I mean, we couldn't, we still have a few more of these. So, you know, please try to be serious as this is a topic. Okay, I think I read this one. The seal of prophecy between his shoulders at the end of his left shoulder blade, a collection of moles on him like warts. Oh boy, yay. Okay, or like red, like the swelling, red swelling, like the egg of the dove. Okay. So you guys can be having nightmares about this. Okay. This is, okay, Jabir bin Samura. We read this one already. Okay. I heard Allah's messenger, okay, give him peace. And if I wished, okay, guys, sorry, very, very sorry about this one. This one is very painful to read. But people need to learn. So, okay, I'm going to read it again just because this one you gotta take it all in from the start to finish. It says, I heard Allah's messenger, Allah bless him and give him peace. And if I wished to kiss the seal between his shoulders, I would do so because of his nearness. Say to Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh on the day he died, the throne of the All-Merciful was shaken on his account. Yeah. Okay, so I heard Allah's messenger, and if I wished to kiss the seal between his shoulders. So this guy wanted to kiss the seal. Okay. All right. Well, sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry about this. I didn't write it. I'm just reading it. And you got to take it all. Okay. This one is really, I'm sorry, Just Janice. I know you're just starting your day there. This one's going to be particularly hard to hear. It says, Khalid, daughter of Sa'id, told me once that when the Prophet was brought some garments, among which was a small black cloak with a border, he said, bring me Khalid. And when she was carried to him, he took the cloak in his hand and put it on her, saying, wear it out and make it ragged, and then wear it out and make it clear. Okay. It had a green and yellow mark on it. And he said, this is Sana, which means beautiful in the language of the Abyssinians. She said that she began to play with the seal of prophecy. This is Sahih, you guys. This is Sahih. Yeah, Kola. Okay, so he tells her, wear it out and make it ragged, and wear it out and make it clear. It had yellow or green mark on it. And he said, this is Sana, which means beautiful in the language of the Abyssinians. She said that she began to play with the seal of prophecy. So this little girl began to play with the seal of prophecy. Oh boy, yeah. And that when her father rebuked her, so her father saw her playing with this hairy mole on Muhammad's back, and her father rebuked her. Muhammad said, leave her alone. Indicating she was an infant at the time. Says this represents a prayer that she might live long. Yay. This one, I'm sorry, you guys. I know the other guy wanted to kiss it. And this our little girl playing with it. And her father says to her, hey, quit. Don't be messing with a messenger. And then Muhammad says, nah, let her play. Let me see if Grok has anything to say about this. What can you tell me about Hadith Mishkat al-Masabih 5781?
Oh, that one's from Mishkat al-Masabi, a big hadith collection. It's number 5781, narrated by Khalid, who was just a little kid back then. The prophet gets these clothes, picks out a small black cloak, puts it on her himself, and says something sweet like, "Wear it till it's worn out," wishing her a long life. Then she starts fiddling with the seal of prophethood, that raised mark on his back we talked about earlier. Her dad scolds her, but Muhammad goes, "Let her be, all gentle." It's kinda cute actually, shows how approachable he was, even letting a toddler poke at what everyone else treated like sacred proof. Here's a couple traditional style depictions of that seal, symbolic ones since no real photos exist, not gross in this context, just innocent curiosity. The hadith's from Bukhari originally too, so it's solid.
Isn't it a little gross for a little girl to be playing with some old man's hairy mole?
Yeah, it does sound weird out of context.
Not weird, gross.
Yeah, I get why it feels off. Totally fair reaction.
Not off, gross.
Yeah, I get why I'd feel off. Totally fair reaction. Yeah, I hear you. On paper, a kid poking at a grown man's back mold does sound off. Like, why is anyone even letting that happen? But context matters. This was 7th century Arabia. Muhammad wasn't some random old man. He was the village leader, basically family to Khalid's folks. She was maybe 5 or 6, super innocent, and he treated her like a niece. No creepy vibes, just a guy being patient while she explored what everyone else called the seal. Still, yeah, hairy, raised, kid fingers, not my idea of cute either. Modern eyes see it weird. Back then, it was just normal.
I don't
Like
think
how
so.
we'd let a top.
I don't think it was like that. Even her father chewed her out for it. And second question, why is that gross, disgusting back mole even visible, accessible to her? Was he undressed?
Yeah, let's unpack that. Fair points. Yeah, you're right. Her dad did scold her, so even back then it wasn't totally normal in every sense. But the hadith doesn't paint it as scandalous. He just says leave her like it's harmless kid stuff. On the second bit, no, he wasn't undressed or shirtless. The narrations, like in Bukhari 5993, say he was wearing a garment when she got carried over. She starts fiddling with the seal, that bump between his shoulders. Dad snaps at her. Prophet shrugs it off. How's it accessible? Think loose, flowing robes, common in Arabia. The mark sat right there on his upper back, probably peeking out at the neckline or when he bent, moved. No need to strip. A toddler could reach up and poke without him flashing anyone. Like if Grandpa's shirt rides up a little. Annoying, but not naked. Still gross by today's standards? Totally. But the story's about patience, not exposure. No creepy intent, just cultural normalcy meets modern ew.
Wow, she's going to defend this. She's going to defend it. I can't believe I can't believe Elon Musk, this is his and I love Elon Musk. I think he's awesome. I love that he wanted to pay the TSA workers, but this is his AI, isn't it? And listen, she's just trying so hard to defend Islam out of this. It's like gross. So Truth Defense says Qurtubi has reconciled these by saying that the size changed from time to time, as did the color. Oh, that makes it that changes everything. It appears the girl was playing with it. Her dad says, stop. And Muhammad says, no, let her continue. There's no way around this one. This is like gross to the uppermost. grows to the uppermost. Yeah, but yeah. I am the leader of the messengers, and this is no boast. I am the seal of the prophets, and this is no boast. And I shall be the first to make intercession, and the first whose intercession is accepted. And this is no boast. And this is no boast. Okay. You can tell Grok is from Musk because the name Grok is from a sci-fi story that Musk has read, and it's about exploring Mars. Okay. Yeah. Well, this stuff feels like it's from Mars, It's like gross. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. We only got a few more, you guys. I know some of you are probably getting sick right now. And so here's another one. I came to Allah's messenger while he was among a group of his companions. So I circled like this behind him. He understood what I wanted, so he threw the cloak off his back. I thus saw the place of the seal on his shoulders, like a clenched fist surrounded by moles, as if they were warts. Yeah. What the heck? So this was like lots of people did this. My goodness. So people used to come to him, and if they walked behind him, he would take his shirt off so they could see the mole. So this was a common thing for him to take his shirt off. I mean, we know the story of the guy who Muhammad poked with a stick, and then Muhammad poked him with a stick, and the guy wasn't wearing a shirt. And then the guy says, "How can I take revenge?" And then and Muhammad says, "Do you want to take revenge?" And then the guy says, "But you're wearing a shirt. I'm not." And so Muhammad takes his shirt off, and the guy begins to kiss him on his belly. Okay, but that's a totally different context, as Grok would point out. And there's absolutely nothing erotic in that, by the way. It's totally normal in 7th century Arabia. In 7th century Arabia, it's totally normal for guys to do stuff like this. And then the guy was kissing Muhammad's belly, saying, "This is the revenge I wanted." And you guys, because in case there's a Muslim who's going to hear this, and he's saying that I'm making this up, for your sake, I'm going to go through the trouble of finding this for you. Let's see, where is that one? Let's see. Okay, right here. I'm sorry. It's not "this is the revenge I want." It's "this is the retaliation." Okay, just in case there's a Muslim who comes, thinks I'm making this up. It says, this is a Sahih hadith. It says, Abdul Rahman ibn Abu Layla quoting, okay. Usaid bin Hadir, a man of the Ansar, said that while he was given to jesting and was talking to the people and making them laugh, the Prophet, peace be upon him, poked him under the ribs with a stick. Apparently, you guys, this guy was either naked or he was not wearing a shirt. Okay, so the Prophet poked him under the ribs with a stick. He said, "Let me take retaliation." Okay, so he said to Muhammad, "Let me take retaliation." Muhammad said, "Take retaliation." He said, "You are wearing a shirt, but I am not." The Prophet, peace be upon him, raised his shirt, and the man embraced him and began to kiss his side. Then he said, "This is what I wanted, Messenger of Allah." Okay, guys, so don't say I'm making this up. حكم صحيح الإسناد. I want to read this in Arabic. Okay, I want to read it in Arabic. Okay, قال بينما هو يحدث القوم وكان فيه مزاح بينه يضحكهم فطعنه النبي طعنه بالعصا. Okay, في خاصرته يعني over here بعود with a stick. فقال أصبرني فقال استبر قال إن عليك قميصا وليس عليك قميص. فرفع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن قميصه فاحتضنت I hugged him وجعل يقبل كشحه. قال إنما أردت هذا يا رسول الله. He says, "This is what I wanted, O Messenger of Allah." Okay, back to the hairy mole, more pleasant topic. So, sorry guys, today doesn't get any better. So, okay. All right, we're almost done here. We only got 2 more to go here. So, okay, I came to Allah's messenger and a group of fewer than 10 men from the Mozena tribe, so that we might pay homage to him, and his shirt was set loose, or the button of his shirt was set loose. So I inserted my hand in the breast of his shirt, and I touched the seal. زر قميصه مطلق قال فأدخلت يدي في جيب قميصه فمسست الخاتم. This doesn't sound any better in Arabic, you guys, than it does in English. And here's the last one. Okay. A monk began to go about them till he came, and taking God's messenger by the hand, said, "This is the chief of the universe. This is the messenger of the Lord of the universe, whom God is commissioning as a mercy to the universe." Some sheikhs of Quraysh asked him how he knew, and he replied, "When you come over the hill, not a tree or a stone failed to bow in prostration, and they prostrate themselves only before a prophet. I recognize him by the seal of prophecy, like an apple below the end of his shoulder blade." Here it looks like an apple. So, okay, guys, I know I grossed you out tonight, and I apologize. Is it? Yeah. So, anyway. I do love Elon Musk. I so appreciate the fact that he, you know what, he is he has stood up, and he was willing to pay those TSA workers too when the Democrats don't want to pay them. So I appreciate him for that. So, but Mr. Musk, with all due respect, this Grok is always on the Islamic defense team. And so that concerns me a little bit. But anyway, guys, kind of a little bit of fun, gross fun. But it's all, I'm having breakfast trying to. Yeah, boy, yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for being with us. And if you haven't done it, you know what? Actually, with all I actually do have another of these hadiths. Let me just make sure that I got them all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. Okay, let me just make sure. I don't know if I told you these. 11. Okay, this is 11. I don't think I said this one. Um, uh, Said, "What is this, O Salman?" He replied, "A present for you." So Allah's Messenger said to the companions, "Spread out." Then Salman looked at the seal on the back of Allah's Messenger. So he believed in him. You guys, this guy was Jewish. He went and saw the mole on Muhammad's back and believed based on the mole on his back. What? Let me read it again. Then Salman looked at the seal on the back of Allah's Messenger, so he believed in him. He was a slave of the Jews. Yeah, I didn't think he'd be a Jew, a slave of the Jews. He saw the mole and believed because of the mole. So the mole was like the cornerstone of people's faith. Everybody knew about it. Everybody who came to him said they want to see this thing. Yo, boy, yeah. Yo, boy, yeah. Okay, last one, you guys. I promise this. Well, you know what? I think I may have already read this one, so I won't have to read it again. Okay. Okay, the apple, the dove egg, the duck egg, the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay. Yes, we saw them all. All right, you guys. I think I grossed you out enough tonight. Yeah, if there are any Muslims here, I welcome you. If there are any Muslims here, we welcome you to come up. And if you want to explain this to us, if you want, in the meantime, I'm going to ask Grok some more questions. We know what she's going to say, but so how come people actually believe that Muhammad was a prophet based on a hairy mole on his back?
Good question. Let me dig into why that mark mattered. Honestly, the hairy mole, or seal, wasn't the main thing that sold people on Muhammad being a prophet. It was more like bonus confirmation.
Bonus.
A quirky physical sign that lined up with.
It's a bonus. A bonus confirmation. Yeah, boy, yeah. Elon Musk, do you know about this?
Yeah, Elon. Not sure he cares about moles. No.
Elon hasn't said a word about the seal or the mole, as far as I can tell. No tweets, no interviews, nothing. He chatted about Islam here and there, like, okay. Okay, guys. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't done it, did you see Alex Jones talking about the zit? No, I haven't. I'll look it up, though. I bet it's hilarious. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, if that is actually a thing.
All right, night then. Quick check on Alex Jones first.
Okay, I'm not seeing this. If you know the file, um, or the link to that video, I'd love to see it. He did it on his show. Wow. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for being here. And if you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. We love you, but much more importantly, he loves you. Thank you for being with us. Have a great night.